What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Jericho Report weekly news briefing for Sunday, the 22nd of September, 2024. What a couple of weeks, eh? Exploding pagers and walkie-talkies, another attempt at Donald Trump. I mean, we got a lot going on. I got a lot to give you here. The first link below will take you over to the Patreon post. That's where you can find all this madness. Please check it out. Let's start off with a little bit of this now. Staying up to date with your thing here. The CDC wants you to know that there's new things out there, and take advantage of these things and all this. I'll give you this. The governor of New York had a message this past week. Check this out.
Here's the choice people have. New Yorkers, I know you don't want to hear about
New Yorkers,
you can spend
in particular,
Thanksgiving quarantining, walk around the house with a mask on, not enjoying the holiday dinner, waiting for a nasal swab from a hospital, or you can be with your family. I wanted
this, that, or the other thing. This was 2 weeks ago. At one point in this video, I don't have the patience to sit here and go through it. She actually suggests doing it as a family outing. You know, going and get your thing as a family outing. Okay then. World-leading expert reveals alarming reason soaring young bowel cancers, childhood bug, and 1 in 5. Well, that's one reason, I suppose. I could think of another, but I can't say that out loud. Put it like that. Tito Jackson, original member of the Jackson 5, dies at 70. Heart attack. Don't know what caused it. Maybe it was just meant to be. I don't know. Rest in peace. Trump safe and well after being targeted by would-be assassin with a scoped AK-47. Got to get rid of that AK-47, boy. I got another link on this. Time Magazine's eerily predicting what is going on with this Time Magazine cover. This guy was going to go after him at the golf course, and just a week earlier, Time put this out. Makes you wonder. MK Ultra inside job. I don't know. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist or anything. Son of the alleged would-be assassin says his dad hates Trump like all reasonable people. All reasonable people. But he's never owned a gun and wouldn't do anything batshit crazy. Oh, well, I don't know. He looks kind of crazy. Who knows what's going on? MK, I don't know. Other news going on. Oh my God. This is the potential, what do you call her? The second lady of the United States? This is Tim Walz's wife.
I kind of liked it when she did this.
Watch this.
Turn the page.
This is groupthink now.
Okay, so
everyone repeat after me.
And practice with me. What are we going to do? We're going to turn the page. Oh, pretty good. Do it again. We're going to turn the page.
So the second lady to be is a complete basket case. This goes on to hate Trump.
When I say Wisconsin, and I'm one watching national and TV because this is a pretty important place, and Minnesota helped you practice with this. You just show me this. Turn the page.
You just do this.
Right? Turn the page. And you know what
yes, we can.
Looks like?
You know what it looks like?
Bye-bye.
She's a Teletubby. Bye-bye, Donald Trump. Man, it's uneven wonder. New York Times says it's okay to help your mentally incapacitated relatives complete their ballots. I guess maybe if you know who they want to vote for. I just thought that was very interesting. Wow. Election officials warning widespread U.S. mail woes may disrupt voting. No way. Put a link to that. A couple more here. Donald Trump declares, I hate Taylor Swift after pop star endorses. Why can't entertainers just stick to doing what they do and entertain me? I don't want to know their political view. We'll go off on that rant in a minute. And I got one at the bottom. Pope Francis scolds Trump and Harris, instructs American voters on Election Day to pick the lesser evil. Okay. You know what, though, Pope? If you really want to impress me, let me hear you say these words. Death to the New World Order. Over to financial news. How a major U.S. stock index fared on the Friday. Been some mixing and jiving this week, but we had the S&P on Friday for the week was up 76. The Dow Jones was up 669 or 1.6%. The Dow Jones is over 42,063. 42,000 Dow! Fed slashes interest rates by 0.5 point. An aggressive start to its first easing campaign in 4 years. Be advised. You got this. In-game interest on U.S. debt surpasses $1 trillion for the first time ever. Man, I miss Charlie McGrath. I mean, I don't know what this means, but it doesn't sound good. He could explain it to me. Put a link to that from Zero Hedge. Goldman loses on consumer business. Hit a massive $6 billion as bank scrambles to exit the credit card business. Goldman well, something tells me they're going to be just fine. Come on. Give them a bailout. The U.S. job market is booming, but only if you're here illegally. What? That from Microsoft Start. We got New York City Council advising advancing slavery reparations while city spends billions on illegal immigrants. So now we have money for reparations too. Cha-ching. We got Chipotle hires robots in California to make food to avoid paying $20 minimum wage. Who didn't see that coming? Here you go. Tupperware brands plans to file bankruptcy. Tupperware is bankrupt? Freaking Tupperware? Is it because of the DEI stuff or what's going on? Amid public shareholder backlash, some major corporations drop DEI. It's something that I saw on the blacklist. Something that James Spader said about how AOL went under. How AOL brought internet to a generation. I think I got the clip here. I'm just going to play. All these companies, it's your fault what's happened to all of you because of this bullshit. Hire the best people to do the job. Like you always have. You got into this DEI shit and everything's breaking down. Planes are falling out of fucking sky. Wheels are falling off. Doors flying off. I mean, stick to doing what you do. Just a little word from James Spader here.
Halcyon was once such a promising company. Like AOL. Put an entire generation online. Companies can so easily lose their way. Forget what it was that made them great to begin with.
I look at these companies, and it's that part of the blacklist just popped into my head. He's so right, like about AOL. Anybody remember those days, by the way? Companies can forget what made them great to begin with. Anyway, I just want to throw that in. Residents shocked after bank gives them fake $100 bills. This is happening down in Kentucky. Here we get this.
It felt real, looked real, like
it was like meant for the movies or something.
Tiffany Vaughn was just looking for some extra cash over the holiday weekend. When she and her husband got the money, they were in for a surprise. At first glance, everything seems fine. But when Vaughn looked closer, she saw this. A line on the bill saying, "For motion picture purposes, and in props we trust."
To be fair, the bank made it right with everybody. Somebody at the ATM company messed up. They're investigating that. A couple more here. Miscellaneous. Kuwait prepares to halt services for unregistered fingerprint biometrics. Yeah, that would solve the fake $100 bill problem, wouldn't it? This is what's going on. And I got one at the bottom. Every single member, speaking of DNA, the board just resigned from DNA tester 23andMe. What's up with that? Over to New World Order Police State News. This is where I stopped and asked you, please share the report, pass it around, get it out there. Although be advised, there's going to be some language. So, because I got quite a bit of video to play you here, this might be a long one. We'll start off with some good news. They dropped all the charges. The vaccine passport was ruled unlawful in Alberta. A little bit from this guy here.
Plan on pursuing a civil suit.
This was the guy that owned the pizza corporation up there. That
bittersweet irony. What happened here today? My restaurant was shut unadjudicated. I was deemed guilty without going to a court of law. They shut a man's business down of 20 years. 2 families that depended on that. 30 people that were employed by it.
All charges dropped.
Dollars in taxes that I collected every year because I did what? Because I chose to accept all and to extend my love to all the fine people of Calgary.
You see, that shit was a test. They wanted to see how much they can get away with. You got this here. Northern Ireland's new public health bill. More of this. This is brand new. Now, pay attention. This might be Northern Ireland, but this affects every human being on the planet, and we all know it.
The regulations may impose a special restriction or requirement, such as requiring a person to submit to a medical examination, be detained in a hospital or other suitable establishment, keep a person in isolation or quarantine, require a person to be vaccinated or to receive other prophylactic treatment, a person to be disinfected or decontaminated, that the person provide information or answer questions about the person's health or other circumstances.
For people who think it's disinformation, you can go read it on the Northern Ireland government's website. After saying she will not take your gun, Kamala Harris pushes assault weapon ban. 3 days later, of course, she was on Oprah. Maybe that video's over my favorite somewhere. I own a gun. Somebody breaks into my house, they're going to get shot. But she wouldn't say what kind of gun she owned. I don't think she... Look, we all know what the agenda is. California governor, and they don't want us talking about it, signs law to crack down on election deepfake. Look at this. Watch this. He signed a law to keep stuff like this from happening. Now, here's his tweet. Manipulating a voice in an ad like this should be illegal. I'll be signing a bill in a matter of weeks. Look at this. Elon Musk retweets altered Kamala Harris. If someone doesn't know that this is parody, just listen to this.
I, Kamala Harris, am your Democrat candidate for president because Joe Biden finally exposed the senility of the debate. Thanks, Joe. I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both.
Whoever made this video, kudos.
So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist. I may not know the first thing about running the country, but remember, that's a good thing if you're a deep state puppet. I had 4 years.
If someone doesn't know that that's not an actual campaign ad, they're a moron. Truth hidden in parody. Hillary Clinton doesn't want us talking. Oh no, listen to what she said.
And boosting Trump back in 2016. But I also think there are Americans who are engaged in this kind of propaganda.
Propaganda.
And whether they should be civilly or even in some cases criminally charged.
In some cases,
is
criminally
something
charged.
That would be a.
You had better watch what you say. Well, I say death to the fucking New World Order! Residents in Springfield, Ohio, reporting that Haitians are eating. Oh, this is a big thing this week. CNN all week. This has all been debunked. This is debunked. Nothing's been fucking debunked. Did you go there and debunk it? No. You just say that. These are just talking points. There's all kinds of footage and people testifying to the fact that you got police body cam video. You got city council meetings talking about people messing with their pets in Springfield, Ohio. But it's all disinformation. This guy here, look, he goes full meltdown. Look at this ridiculousness.
What in the hell is this? The chairman tweets, protect our ducks and kittens in Ohio because goes down some crazy rabbit hole, completely debunked that aliens.
This is how you know it's a psychological talking point, because they're all using the word debunked. People are concerned about their animals, and your first thing is just, oh, that's crazy, that's debunked nonsense. Bullshit. Illegal alien from, I guess this is debunked too, suspected in New York State family murder. I'm sorry, I'm getting my... Texas Governor Abbott designates Venezuelan gang, Venezuelans in Ohio over there, that are supposedly a foreign terrorist organization. Retired Border Patrol agent says Kamala Biden regime, I'm getting my tongue twisted. I just want to fucking scream. Kamala Biden regime ordered him to cover up increase in suspected terrorists arrested. Who knows how many thousands of actual terrorists are here now. And I got one at the bottom. The Oregon DMV admits to wrongfully registering hundreds of non-citizens to vote. This is a terrible report. I apologize. I just get so worked up by over to World War III news. Be advised, Operation... Look, shit could go down at any moment all over the world. You got this going on now. Israel planted explosives on Hezbollah's Taiwan-made pagers. Apparently they put some explosive in there with the battery or next to the battery and fucking dialed it in. They, like out of a fucking movie. It's fucking cloak and dagger. I mean, part of me wants to give kudos to Israel, but then another part of me is like, what the fuck? And innocent people got hurt in this in the process. Then the next day, well, first of all, U.S. intel sources could be behind Hezbollah pager detonation. So sleeper cells over here may become active, who knows. What's going to explode next? The next day, my fridge, my phone, screens in Lebanon are like a horror film. Or scenes in Lebanon are like a horror film. Fleshless faces, eyeballs hanging out, dozens dead, thousands hurt. None of us feel safe. You scroll down here. Two-way radios. The next day after the pager incident, two-way radios started exploding. And innocent people are getting blown up in the process. War preparations build after 9 killed, 2,700 plus wounded in Israel pager attack on Hezbollah. UN backs Palestinian arms embargo against Israel. I'll put a link to this. Here's a little bit of the guy talking about this.
Look at this picture. Look at it closely. Study it. That blood on the floor belongs to 6 beautiful human beings. Eden, Hirsch, Alex, Carmel, Ori, and Almog. That is their blood. 6 innocent Israelis executed in cold blood after months of suffering in this tiny, dirty tunnel where they couldn't even stand, hidden under a child's bedroom.
U.S. Airlines refused to fly to Israel, has sent airfare skyrocketing. Well, who the hell want to fly to Israel? Put a link to that in New York Post. Radiation levels, other news going on, mysteriously spike along Norway's border with Russia, as it's claimed activity has been seen at test site for Putin's flying Chernobyl nuclear missile. Interesting. British Army stockpiles depleted after all of this military aid to Ukraine. Meanwhile, Zelensky's frustration boils over. Oh, does it? Over Ukraine sees victory slipping away due to U.S. Indecisiveness. Well, maybe your stupid bitch wife should return some of her Gucci purses. Maybe you could buy some more bullets and bombs. Yeah, America hasn't given you enough. Go fuck yourself. Queers for Palestine offered $1 million to hold LGBT. I thought that was interesting because if you look up the LGBT rights in the state of Palestine, I'd be kind of shocked what they find. I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this because it's becoming increasingly bad, stress-wise. Over 2 earth changes in 2012 news now. I got the earthquake map set up for 6 points. It's coming to the point where I can't even speak. I got the earthquake map set up for 6 points and above. We had a 6.0 on the 21st, a 6.3 on the 16th, 6.5 on the 15th. I'll put a link to the earthquake map if you want to check it out. Didn't see too much on volcanoes this week. Texas, rocked by one of the strongest earthquakes in state's history. We continue to have 4.0 plus quakes down in Texas. This come out 17th September. What's going on there? I don't know. The New Madrid is not far from where some of this is happening. Chinese refineries go bankrupt amid plunging margins. Well, that might be good for the environment. I don't know. Maybe they'll get rid of some of their smog. Back home in America, we're working on those 15-minute cities. Check this out. Costco store with 800 apartment units to break ground in Los Angeles. You know what this is about, right? This is all, and see, they just recently put one of these in St. Louis over by Grand and Shoto. There's a Target underneath, but I'm not worried about it because they put it in a shitty neighborhood and it's going to be robbed and stolen from constantly. It won't be there in a year. But this Costco store, check this out.
Shop promises new housing and a giant Costco. And while it still needs approval, many people are hesitant about whether it's a good idea for the city. Eyewitness News reporter
15-minute city agenda.
Fences,
why?
Weeds.
The Costco is just down on the bottom floor. We got this. Oh, look, check. They sell iPhones? You got $2 billion worth of iPhones flying over the Pacific. I was looking for something in airplane news, and this is what I came back with. Speaking of that, microplastics found in the human brain for the first time. I have an idea. Let's make more plastic shit. Volvo abandons goal of becoming pure electric car maker as demand for EVs plunges. No shit, eh? And we got space news. Asteroid heading towards Earth. Will be mini moon for 2 months. I was looking for another source on this. Came back with this. Yes, indeed. 2024 PT5 set to be a mini moon for the Earth, but just for 2 months. It's going to be here between the end of September and November 25th. So will it smash into Earth? I don't know. We got second generation Starlink satellites, 30 times more radio interference. Threatening astronomical observations. I thought that was very interesting, especially when, nobody really wants to talk about this, but when you talk about brain frequency and our communication with the universe, and now we have this truly prison planet now, all this radio interference blocking our ability to get a signal out. Now it's threatening, maybe we won't spot an incoming asteroid. I don't know. Speaking of that, Chinese satellites use Starlink signals to detect stealth aircraft and drones. Interesting. And I got one at the bottom. Bombshell UFO hearings take place in Congress as new footage emerges of huge craft near U.S. nuclear weapons base. What? Over to strange bizarre news. I got several videos to play you here. Be advised, strong language. I don't know what's going on here on the streets of NYC. This looks to be somewhere near Times Square. There's a problem with the food vendor.
What do you want?
What do you want? Huh?
Food. You have money?
No money?
No. Okay, I don't give you food.
I don't give you. Okay.
No. Go ahead, motherfucker.
I don't
understand. This shit. Go ahead. You motherfucker. I know. You motherfucker. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know what's going on there. Somewhere else, though, in an upscale neighborhood of New York, you got this going on. Somebody else wanted some free food or what? There's all kinds of madness on the streets of New York. Ah! Okay, then. We got this here. All of our police down in Indianapolis. You got street races, street takeovers, people setting stuff on fire. Check some of this out.
Security video from a gas station at English and Emerson shows a car doing donuts in the middle of the intersection. A few minutes later, the road lit on fire by those taking part in the street takeover.
They was going all over the place.
One woman who lives near Arlington Avenue and Brookville Road says street takeovers happen there every other weekend. But she says the one that happened early Sunday morning takes the cake as the biggest she's ever seen.
Does this go on where you live?
Oh my God, there had to been 100 people out here. There had to been. This was the worst I'd ever seen it.
And then the cops came.
Gas cans and oil at you? Yeah, I'm sure they were a little taken back.
They got
Police say they busted up more than a handful of these street takeovers.
It's madness in Indianapolis. 8-year-old girl found driving to Target in Ohio.
A strange story from Bedford where police say an 8-year-old girl took her mother's car and somehow managed to drive it more than 11 miles this morning. Neighbors say they saw the family's Nissan Rogue pull out of their driveway on Greencroft Road this morning. Police then got a call that a young girl was missing, followed by another report about a small child driving east down Rockside Road. Eventually, police tracked the girl down in the parking lot of a Target store in Aurora. Thankfully, she was not hurt, but she did tell officers she hit a mailbox during her 11-mile drive.
Sorry about the mailbox. Georgia man hit with $1.4 million placeholder speeding ticket. He got a ticket. Yes, it did say $1.4 million, but only because he had to make a court appearance. And I guess the default was $1.4 million. I think the top, because he was going like 95 and a 55 or something like that. Couple live streaming search for Kentucky highway shooter aid and discovery of the body. So that's good news down in Kentucky. You got that guy. Sean, what is going on with Diddy? Diddy done pissed. Now, I didn't know who Diddy was. I had to actually Google. Who is Pete Diddy? Oh, that's Puff Daddy from back in the day. He changed it. Now I know who he is. Well, apparently, he's been charged with sex trafficking, held without bail. He's on suicide watch. They won't let him out. All his chickens finally come home to roost. You got Diddy's debauched life of threesomes and unspeakable violence exposed in Glory Tell-All book from Kim Porter, the dead mother of his sons. I'm sure living all the years of the lifestyle he lived, he was quite into some dark Illuminati type shit. In fact, Diddy's arrest for sex trafficking sends shockwaves through the music industry, with at least 5 execs at record labels worried. I bet a lot of people are worried because, you know, we all know the dark Illuminati shit going on within the music and film industries and all this stuff. We're all well aware of that. But what happens when someone involved in that pisses off the wrong person? Well, I mean, now people are worried. What's going on? Or are these just cover stories so Diddy can go to the dumb? There's a lot of craziness going on. Of course, I'm a conspiracy theorist, so my mind goes all... I like to think for myself. Sometimes maybe it's not what I'm being presented with. I don't know. I just think it's very interesting. TikToker claims to be time travel from 2671, reveals 5 dates when the world will witness catastrophic events in 2024. The next event was supposed to be discovery of oversized animals in Australia on September 20. Did that happen? I don't know. I'd have to go. I don't think so. Sun immense and unknown unknown energy be advised on October 23rd. Reappearance of a celebrity music. What? Disappearance of the sun is going to disappear on November 9. Alien artifact. November. We got some doom to look forward to. I mean, come on, let's throw that in there for fun. Scientists discovered third state beyond life and death breakthrough that could redefine. Yeah, you know what they found? That's where this person lives. Check this out. Listen, just listen to this.
My gender expression and how
if you want to date me, this is what you got to deal with.
That if you want to date me, you have to be okay with the fact that you might wake up to a little boyfriend, a little androgynous partner, or a little femme girlfriend. You might have a boyfriend one day and a girlfriend the next day, depending on how I'm feeling in my gender expression. And I love that.
Maybe today I want to be a boy. Maybe I'll be your boyfriend, and tomorrow I'll be your girlfriend.
I put myself in boxes, but I'm glad I'm taking myself out of the box and like.
The world is truly upside down, bananas, bunkers. For all the news, please check my favorite videos. There's some stuff over there. A fire truck flipped over out in South Cal. Some firefighters hurt. Heart goes out to them. The VP discusses gun. Oh, there's the Oprah clip if you want to check that out. Look at these robot drivers, these driverless cars that are getting confused when they all try to go out of the parking lot at the same time. What happens next? Sam F put out a video about World War III. Jam Noise put out a video about someone who worked for the BBC who had like charges dropped, there was sex charges. She wants to know where the victims are. Sam F's got another one, pagers explode. This, all this stuff going on. There was another one down here. The Waymo cars honk at each other. That is an absolutely hilarious video. All these autonomous cars beeping at each other because they're all in each other's way as they're trying to navigate through a parking lot. Check my favorites for updated news and information. Thank you to everybody who keeps putting out content, keeping everyone informed. You guys are doing awesome work. I know this is a long one, but I do have a couple shout outs. Shout out to Jon Bon Jovi. Helps woman in crisis off bridge in Nashville. I think he was there filming maybe a music video or something like that. But there was a lady who was in distress who was thinking about jumping off a bridge. He talked her off the bridge. I got to give a shout out to, I mean, if Bon Jovi came up to help me and I was suicidal trying about to jump off a bridge, I mean, what a way to have, shout out to Bon Jovi. Right on. Shout out to, check this out. Could this be our Q phone? Now, before you think this is impossible, the technology is already here. Somebody mentions, how do you make an invisible battery? Well, if it's bio-powered, if it's carbon-based, look at this. Could this be the future of phones? Watch this. They already have this technology. I promise you they do. Look at that. Don't need batteries today. Crazy reality. And shout out to cats gearing up for war in Springfield, Ohio, and around the world. Be advised, if you're thinking of fucking with the cats, you better think twice.
It's the same old theme since 1916. In your head, they're still fighting with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns. In your head, they are dying. What's in your head?
Had a lot of mixed emotions watching this video. pisses me off even more that these people are being called liars when they talk about Venezuelans messing with their pets. The cats are gearing up for war, bitch! Shout out to them. That's all I got for this one, guys. If you like the report, please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you think it's absolutely ridiculous, it sucks, just please rate. It helps me around. You can also follow me on all my links below, the Twitter, the BitChute, the Gab, the Facebook, all the stuff's at the bottom. You can support me on Patreon or directly with DonorBox. I put a lot into these reports, although I don't know how much longer I can do this. I'm seriously having chest pain sometimes when I'm putting this stuff together. It's so... It's outright fucking madness on so many levels. But I showed up for another one. How are you guys doing? Everybody doing okay? What's the weather like where you are? It is a balmy 81. Humidity in St. Louis, 81 degrees. Some rain coming in. I'm so ready for the fall. Was it the first day of fall today or tomorrow? I think the first day of fall is this weekend. I am ready. That's all I got. You guys take care. Stay safe. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on a Sunday while I give you the news. Have a good rest of the weekend. Have a good week. Remain vigilant with all of these pagers and two-way radios and all this shit happening. Be ready to move at a moment's notice if you have to. I love you very much. I will see you on the next one.